Hello and welcome to another episode of Industry Celebrities. My name is Kimberly Scott. Industry Celebrities is a podcast where I interview industry professionals in any industry where they share their passion about their industry, plus they give a little advice to their younger self. If you want to tune in to other episodes, you can do so by going to thatkimberly.com/convo to choose which platform you prefer to listen to the podcast on. Now that I got that out of the way, today's guest is my dear friend, Miss Kelley VanHorn, my very first wellness industry professional. Hi, Kelley.
Hey, Kimberly. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to us about wellness and not fitness, correct?
That's right. It is about wellness and not fitness. It's about fitness too, but.
So before I ask you what the difference is, because I definitely want to know that, I want you to tell the listeners how you got started in wellness.
Well, it's something I have had an interest in for years.
Okay.
And of course, as you know, we met in the apartment industry. So I've always been in multifamily until a few months ago. And I guess I had this little tug that I felt came from God a number of years ago.
Yeah.
And I felt that I should be helping women in some way.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't really decipher or discern exactly what that meant or what it looked like. And at the same time, I've always had an interest in nutrition and wellness, but didn't know how to put it together for myself, because after I had my kids, like so many women that we know, seemed very easy for me to add weight around my middle, right? And I was tired all the time and I couldn't sleep. And
you don't have to have kids to add that. Come on now, I don't have children.
That's right.
And I got it.
You're going to have to start aging.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely. The aging process happens.
Exactly. So I could never really find anything that worked for me. And I thought, if I become a nutritionist, how am I going to turn this into a business? How am I really and truly going to help women? And so, how? And so you just kind of fast forward a few years, and another girlfriend, also from multifamily, turned me on to this wellness program, and it's called The Faster Way to Fat Loss. And this was actually exactly 1 year ago.
Okay. I did notice all the pictures on social media of your process.
Well, thank you for noticing. It's really exciting. Yeah, because I wasn't really very big at all before. So, some people think, well, you're already skinny, but I think I covered it up really well. But Marcia turned me onto this program. And so I started working with this coach, and it's all encompassing. It's whole food nutrition, and it's intermittent fasting and carb cycling, no supplements or anything like that. And it also comes with workouts, but the workouts are written by our creator. And so the creator of the program. And so I am certified in the Faster Way to Fat Loss, but I am not a trainer or a Group X instructor. So that's why I say
not fitness,
more of a wellness. Exactly. And not fitness. I'm not going to lead you at the gym in a personal training session. You don't want me to do that. So we should avoid that at all costs. So.
But when you speak of wellness, it's like you said, all encompassing. So all the things that you spoke of, plus some sort of fitness, whichever fitness you choose, correct? But your program also gives you workouts.
It does. And they're very, very targeted towards the way that we're eating, the way that we're nourishing our bodies. And so they're very, very effective. And quite frankly, there are so many people who are overtraining. Yeah. And overtraining actually forces your body to hold on to fat.
Yes.
Because the opposite of what you would think it would do. And so a lot of what I teach is contrary to what we've been taught over the last 3 decades, which is work out more and eat less.
Yeah, which doesn't, I used to do a lot of that when I was in high school and college. And then in my 30s, I started discovering that working out was harder for me to do, but different weird diets like no carbs.
No
What did I do?
fats.
I did the soup diet. I did
Oh, yeah.
the Atkins. I did the South Beach. Yeah. So, I mean, I would lose weight, but then I would gain it right back. So
Mhm.
I've just learned to just in portions, I'm a big breakfast eater. That's my main thing in the morning. And then I eat a little bit during the day. And then I try not to eat after 7, which it's really not towards, just keeping my weight down. I need to lose about 15 pounds, but I don't really work out regularly. I can't, I mean, I haven't
Mhm.
been able to get back in that routine. So,
Mhm. And that's fine because it's really 80 to 90% nutrition. You
okay.
know, that's nutrition is king. And right behind that actually is rest and knowing when to allow your body to rest.
Hmm.
So you can achieve your goals by focusing on that nutrition for sure. A couple of things that I see and we've been taught for decades is that especially as women, we try to eat as little as possible. So I see women all the time eating 1,200 calories or less, right?
Yeah.
And that's not healthy. You cannot fuel your body the right way on 1,200 calories or less. For a brief period of time, you will lose weight,
Yeah.
but then you're going to reach a plateau and your body starts
Storing, don't they?
believing that it's right. It believes that it's starving. And so it holds on to the fat.
Hmm.
And the other thing that happens is it literally begins starving. So when I think of a starving person, I think of those old TV infomercials that we used to see with the
Yes.
children, and they were always in Africa, and they were literally, with the distended bellies, and they were
Yes.
emaciated, and they were literally moments from taking their last breath.
Hmm.
But the reality is, other things in your body start breaking down far before you reach that point,
Mm.
right? So,
Hmm.
you see people not being able to sleep. You see this huge increase in anxiety. You
Hmm.
see adrenal fatigue. You see thyroid issues. These are all things from not fueling your body appropriately. There are things that can happen by eliminating carbohydrates. There are so many people eliminating carbs right now, and they're essential to your body's functionality: proteins, carbs, and healthy fats. And
Healthy
so,
fats.
right, exactly, healthy fats. And so you need all of those things and you need ample calories. So when I have clients coming into my rounds, which I do on Facebook, so I'm working with clients across the country. And
Smart.
so I never allow anyone in my rounds to be below 1,400 calories.
Hmm.
And that would be a person who is a tiny person,
Oh, okay.
petite, shorter stature, fewer pounds to lose, less fat to burn. And then you've got people who are taller, larger stature. Some of those, I have somebody right now who requires 2,100 calories a day.
Wow.
And she's burning fat like nobody's business because she's fueling her body. And
Yeah.
so, super important. And then the other interesting thing that I think that we've been taught inaccurately, and when I tell you why, you'll laugh, but we all think breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We're
Because
taught
I
that.
love it.
Well, and it's great. I love breakfast too. But it turns out that that is a marketing tactic by Dr. Kellogg of the Kellogg cereal company when
Oh,
he decided to buy cheap grain and then start marketing it as a breakfast cereal. So
wow.
it is not true that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It is not true that eating multiple meals a day stokes your metabolism. Your metabolism is directly connected to the amount of muscle mass that you have on your body.
Got it.
So eating and eating enough is very, very important. It's the key for sure.
Okay, well, I have to ask this question because this is going to make or break me when I join around with you. Is there alcohol at all allowed on this program?
How much do you want to drink?
I mean,
Yeah.
like just a little bit.
Yes.
I tried the
Yeah.
last quote unquote diet I did. You had to cut out 7 things and I lost weight, but
Oh, yes.
the 7 things, I mean, caffeine, not a big deal, but alcohol was really hard, sugar, not so much anymore. Very,
Nuts,
very hard for me, especially,
peanuts you can't have.
yeah, the 7
Yeah.
things I can't have, but I mean, not that I'm an alcoholic, but if I want to go have,
Everybody loves a nice
yes,
cocktail.
whatever it is, correct. So is there alcohol
Right.
allowed?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in.
Um,
I'm in.
yeah, you're in. That's it. Sold. Sweet. No, seriously. Yes, you can have alcohol. The whole idea behind this program is that I am teaching you how to make this sustainable. It is sustainable. I've been doing it a year.
Hmm. And you look fabulous.
Thank you. And I feel fabulous. I have
Yeah.
so much energy. I couldn't take a nap if you paid me to right now because I feel so good. I'm sleeping so much better. But yes, you can drink alcohol. The main thing is you don't want to over drink. You don't
Yeah.
want to be going out and getting hammered because then your liver has to focus on only processing that alcohol, that toxin
Yeah.
out of the liver, right? It can't burn fat. Your body can't burn fat. So keeping it, well, what I do is I'm teaching how to make that work into your macros. I'm really, I talked about getting enough nourishment and eating enough calories, but really what we're looking at is your macronutrients. We're looking at, are you getting enough protein, carbs, and fats?
Hmm.
And I teach you how to work that in.
Okay.
So absolutely, yes.
Well,
Alcohol is not, nothing is off limits, to be quite honest with you.
that's awesome. Even better,
Right.
waffle fries. Yay!
Waffle fries, totally. Any kind of potato, absolutely. Obviously you want to stay away from sugar. It's
Yes.
not completely off the table though. You
Yeah, but
know,
yeah. Well, that's
that's
good.
not sustainable.
Yeah. The last thing I did do was they said if you have the urge, because it was all about science. This woman wrote this book, but it was hard because the 7 things plus you had, the whole no alcohol thing. But she did say if you want a piece of cake, go ahead and have a bite, and then yeah, you might have to start over again for that week because
Hmm.
because it was eating a certain way, on 2 days, certain other way on another 2 days, and 6 meals a day or whatever it was, but never to starve. Your mind sees it and you think you want it, take a bite. It's not gonna, derail you by 2,000 calories, one bite,
Hmm.
and then your brain moves on from it. So I do like that we can have a little bit of sugar, because I'm not a big
Oh,
sugar.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. And during the round, I try to keep my clients away from the gluten and the dairy because so
Good.
many people have
I have a gluten
sensitivity.
allergy now that I'm
Do
old.
you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So many people do and they don't know it. So
Yeah.
if they've been tested and we know that they're not sensitive, then have at it. But what happens is people eliminate it. And then, when we're having our little treats or we're kind of having the times where we're working some treats into our macros for the day, whatever, they tend to work in, whether it's you're at the Mexican place and you want the cheese dip
Yeah.
or you want a donut or something like that, and you're going to get that gluten and dairy. The point is, for the most part, you're gluten and dairy free, and it gives you the opportunity to see how you feel when you do eat it.
Okay. Oh
Because
yeah.
when you're eating it all the time and you're eating processed foods and you're eating sugars and you're eating just junk, you never have the opportunity to really notice how
That,
you truly feel
yeah.
and what food could possibly be causing that issue.
Yeah. The lag, the not so like, I think one of the posts I saw you post something about, bad things in, bad things come out, so indigestion, gas,
Mhm.
feeling tired. I do
Right.
know that like dairy makes you feel very sluggish,
Hmm.
just, from personal experience. So that makes a lot of sense. If you don't have it, then, and you go ahead and eat it, you're like, hey, do you like that feeling? And you're like, I'm sure the person's like, no. And you're like, okay, well, I guess we won't be having that again.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it wasn't
Right.
worth it for sure.
Right. I used to love cheese and I
Mm.
still love, blue cheese, goat cheese, Mexican cheese dip, love it.
Queso, that
But
would be some
like my
queso.
favorite.
Yeah,
I can definitely lose my mind for temporarily, eating
yeah.
that stuff. I used to love all kinds of cheese, and my cousin brought a cheese plate to Thanksgiving, and I took a couple of pieces of it, and honestly, I just thought that was so not worth the calories. It wasn't even good.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely learn what tastes truly good to you
Yeah.
and what's worth it.
Well, that's a great
I like that.
segue. I'm excited to try it in January after the holidays. Yay! I'll be looking forward to it. And then we'll have to do another podcast at the end so we can talk about how much weight I lost.
That's right. See how you're feeling. Talk about those non-scale victories, the
Yes.
fat loss. We'll see how great you feel with intermittent fasting.
I'm very curious about that. I've heard a
Yeah.
lot of that on the news. So
Yeah. All rooted in science. So really good stuff, not just for fat burning, but for prevention of dementia and Alzheimer's and cancers, and your hormone profile improves. There's so much health improvement overall. And most people, because of the way we eat every few hours and the way so many people snack late at night and then get up and eat immediately in the morning, they never have time to be at complete digestive rest. And digestive rest, when you're at complete digestive rest, it's the only time your body can heal at a cellular level. And your body,
very scientific statement there.
it is. That's very scientific, and it's true. And also, it's the time when your body is burning fat very efficiently. And most of us never go into that state. And it's also a great time of day when you're fasting, and the mornings are when I want to get all of my important tasks and meetings and activities out of the way, because I feel so incredibly good. I still feel good in the afternoon. I don't want to paint the picture like you're not going to feel good after you break your fast, but it just, the mental clarity is, and the energy, it's just ridiculous when you're fasting.
Okay.
It's fantastic. You'll love it.
Okay. Well, I trust you. So
it's all good.
And I need to lose 15 pounds. I just don't want to huff and puff and go up one more. I have to go by, I'm a size 8 to 10 and I want to stay that way. So I'm getting a little close on that 10 size. So
you might have to go shopping and buy something smaller.
I don't want to be smaller, but I just want to be healthy and not huff and puff when I'm going to the airport.
Absolutely. I totally understand that. So, awesome.
Well, thank you. I'm excited for the opportunity. And we're going to segue into the last question of the podcast, my standing question that I ask everyone. What would you tell your younger self?
Well, it's funny. You know what my answer was before, because we kind of talked about it. And that's to definitely, I wish that I had believed in myself and trusted that I had all the ability that I ever needed to have for anything that I've ever done. Absolutely 100%, because I definitely know that my confidence wasn't there. But I would also say to always value every single experience, good or bad, because honestly, it does. You hear this so many times, but it really and truly does make you who you are. And I feel like this is my time. This is the time in my life, after all those years in multifamily, this is my time. I am doing what I was called to do to help women and men, but primarily women, be healthy and be well. And every single solitary experience that I've ever had has prepared me for this. So
that's true.
Yeah.
It gave you the leap. It allowed you to listen to the little spark that God was telling you, however many years ago you said, that came in when you were questioning the how. So good for you for, listening, and great advice to your younger self, to anyone that is
any young whippersnapper listening.
Any young whippersnapper. That's a good way.
That's right.
Value every experience for sure. And it's something that it takes us all a little while to process and be comfortable with, for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, great advice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Tell the listeners how they can find you, follow you, get a hold of you if they're interested in your wellness program.
Okay. So I'm on Instagram at Kelley VanHorn Wellness.
Okay.
And Kelley is Kelley.
EY, people, EY.
EY. And then also on Facebook, Kelley VanHorn Wellness. And they can look me up at kelleyvanhorn.com.
Okay.
And again, it's Kelley. So don't spell it any other way.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
I always have to tell people my name is Kimberly. No E for me.
No E.
But E for Kelley, yes.
That's right. I have an E. I have that extra E. Don't forget it.
Don't forget it. What offering do you have for anyone that hears podcast? Yeah.
All right. So anybody who mentions industry celebrities will receive a free consultation with me. And that will apply whether or not they decide to register for any round moving forward of the Faster Way to Fat Loss.
Awesome. Well, so you heard it. If you mentioned Kelley that you heard her on Industry Celebrities podcast, you will get a free consultation on her wellness program, which is awesome because I've definitely followed you and seen all the success stories. So hopefully you'll get some people interested in reaching out, at least to find out more. And that will be wrapping up our show. Make sure that you also check her website out, Kelley with a EY, vanhorn.com. And thank you again, Kelley, for joining me. Remember, everyone that's listening, to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, or you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, iTunes, LinkedIn, you name it. And until next week, stay positive and keep growing. Thank you, Kelley.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Kimberly.